Wonderful. All right, it is now turned 7 o'clock, so I will officially open the meeting and welcome the guests and include Jim Wallace, who was here for item 2.1, the declaration of Councillor-elect Councillor Wade. So, over to you, Jim.
He's going to read her out.
So, Mr. President, I invite Councillor Longmuir to make the declaration before Mr. Wallace, JP.
Right. I, Wade Longmuir of 7 Nenke Street, Wagen, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Wagen, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the Shire of Wagen under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
You are.
Oh,
Thank you. No worries.
Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
You're welcome to stay.
No, I'm going home.
Okay.
Something better on TV. Yes.
And welcome back, Councillor Longmuir. Rare combination of youth and experience. You've been here before. No, you've been here before. You have the experience. You're also, I believe, our youngest councillor. Welcome back. So I will note or make note of the fact that this meeting is being recorded. So with accordance with the council policy, if you are asking a public question or making a statement or deputation to this meeting, this will be audio recorded. Members of the public are reminded that no other visual or audio recording of this meeting by any other means is allowed. We shall move on to item 2.2, record of attendance, and we do have an apology from Councillor O'Brien. All else are in attendance. Item 3, we have no previous questions taken on notice.
That's correct.
And no public questions. I'll go to item 4, applications for leave of absence. Councillor West.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to request leave of absence for June, July and August, please.
Okay. June, July and August. Wow. All right. Councillors. Councillor prepared to move. Councillor West receives leave of absence June, July and August. Councillor Kilpatrick has moved. Councillor Longmuir second.
I just wish to double check before we have a resolution on that regarding the maximum term that can be applied, just for avoid
Okay,
any
you may. I will pause.
any
That's
question
not
about
amongst
that.
yourselves. I believe 6 months is the maximum.
Yeah, you may have changed that. I just want to make sure before we have
Sure.
a resolution is all. That's correct. So for the benefit of the council, section 2.2.5 of the Local Government Act says that council may by resolution grant a leave of absence to a member. Leave is not to be granted to any member in respect of more than 6 ordinary meetings of council without the approval of the minister, unless all meetings are within 3 months. So yeah, the request was.
Okay, thank you, Mr. CEO. We can progress. So I had a motion from Councillor Kilpatrick, seconded Councillor Longmuir, that Councillor West be granted leave of absence for 3 meetings.
Of course, I'll be here from here.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is there any dissent on that motion? Shall declare that carried. 6 and 0. All right. There were no further applications for leave of absence, I should ask. Petitions and deputations. We have with us tonight some members of the Great Southern Kart Club regarding an item that is on your agenda later this evening, and they wish to perhaps take questions or address council. Do you come forward? Whoever's speaking or all speaking? Mark? Kim? Okay.
Yes.
Come forward, address council. Get, if you could, your full name for the record.
Yeah, Kim Davis.
Okay.
We, in September, 4th to the 6th of September this year, we are actually holding the annual state titles for our club. So we're probably having around 400 to 500 competitors, family, and spectators coming over the weekend. So quite a few people in town over that period of time. So we're looking for lots of assistance from obviously the Shire in regards to what we need and what you guys can help us with in that period of time. So if you've got any questions.
All right, thank you. Questions, councillors? Yes, Councillor West.
Yeah, I have one question, Mr. President. There, this event that's going ahead there, what's the protocols of them to get it advertised on our television screen?
On our big sign you're referring to?
The big sign, yeah.
Yeah.
I might refer to the deputy.
Well, I would have to check whether there any would ordinarily be any fees payable, but just an email with some graphics or whatever. It's pretty simple process to seek to have something on the screen. It's a community event. I would think that it's probably something we would just make happen.
Well, and so through the chair, of course, then it'd be a suggestion to you that if you approach the Shire on getting advertised, 3 or 4 weeks out from their meeting, so it's so that people know that it's on. It'd be a great idea, I think.
The recommendation from the CEO, or the suggestion at least from the CEO, is that the Kart Club put on a display.
Oh, yep,
You've read that bit?
yep.
In the agenda, which I think is a particularly good idea, personally. I don't know what other councillors think. Supported maybe by 1 or 2 of those food vans, Mr. CEO, is that a possibility?
It is a possibility that the officer report notes that food vans are somewhat fickle. We actually were due to have, for example, on Monday night, 2 food vans in town. One of the food vans found out there was a second food van, and even though he was in the caravan park at the time, chucked a nanny and decided not to turn up. Then the second food van broke down on the way to Wagen, which meant we didn't get the second food van either. So yes, while I would love to have food vans, they are perhaps as unpredictable as the weather.
All right, so it's a great idea, a great concept, and I think if we can pursue that and add a bit of razzmatazz to that site on that day, it'd be good. Councillor Kilchop.
I believe from memory, when it comes to the electric sign, we actually had for non-profit organisations and sporting groups that they didn't have to pay a fee for that.
There's no fee involved.
I believe so. I'll leave that to the staff to check. I would also like to suggest that maybe the Kart Club utilise that service with there being no fee to actually promote when the events are on, even your regular club meets. Because we hear the noise, but you know it's on.
Yeah, and well in advance too is the other thing, because people will scale their weekends around what may or may not be happening. So the good thing is to find out well in advance, and then we can roster ourselves accordingly.
We normally have our calendar released normally at the start of the year, so normally about January, and we are set with our dates. So we could actually do that at the start
Terrific.
of the year.
Give you the yearly dates.
Yeah.
It is, everything's available on our website anyway for our dates and what's coming up and what our events are coming up.
Yeah.
But we can definitely do that.
Yeah, I think if you're proactive and send it to us, then we can use it.
Yeah.
We're always looking for stuff to put on that board,
Yeah.
so it'd be good.
Yeah. We have quite a few events this year. I think June race meet,
It's normally one a month from February to November.
yeah. So we had the double muster in May, which is a big event for us. We've got the junior race meet on the 6th of June. So that is actually coinciding with a couple of other tracks that are actually in South Australia. So we do get quite a few numbers for junior racing. So that will be our next one on the 6th of June. So we could probably definitely send something
We
through.
can
to
send you
add
an
on-
email and
Add it
Sure.
on,
give you some
yeah,
info.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Councillor West?
Look, I'm having a bit of a laugh myself here, but a good promotion thing, would you believe, is a sausage sizzle.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of people do, have sausage sizzles on a Saturday morning.
yeah.
And you have a go-kart there, and the biggest thing I used to find when I was racing was start the engine up. That brings people everywhere. So it's,
Yeah.
look, just a couple of suggestions, that's all.
I think the demonstration thing is obviously we're not able to get someone in it and racing around up and down the street,
No.
but we can definitely bring a couple down, have a tent there, and we can start a few of them up and let people have a good look at them close up. So we can definitely do that. I think, Kenneth, we emailed, I think it was the 31st of July. I think
Yes,
we
there was
had
a
it
Friday,
booked
there was a Friday night suggested, I think.
Yes,
which,
Yeah.
because we have a race meet that weekend,
Okay.
which will be the Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that would make
And the
sense.
Friday night was good because the carts are all shiny and fresh, and, ready,
Clean.
all prepped and looking really razzmatazz.
Most of them are.
And then by Saturday night, they look terrible.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
coming
so,
up.
and all bits are still on one
Yeah,
Friday night.
exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds appropriate. You got a question,
Yeah,
councillor?
I agree that, the CEO's idea was a good one. But in your address there, Kim, you said about, it sounded like you were chasing more than maybe just cash sponsorship when you were.
I think it's just more the fact is obviously my husband and I, we don't live here, but we've been part of the club for 14 years. So for us, it's like we don't know the Shire enough for us to get what we need to make sure that this club is continuously going for another 30 years. I mean, Neil's been around from the inception, so it's
32.
30, there you go. So for us to keep it moving and to keep it up to date and to keep things going, obviously, we need to make sure that our facilities are up to standard. They are falling to the wayside a little bit, so we do need to obviously talk about what you guys can help us with in regards to some grounds works that we may need, especially before September.
Okay. Can I throw a concept to you? For us to understand the value of the Kart Club to Wagen, we need some statistics.
Okay.
One of the ways that's been done in the past is, and I'm happy to put my little name to a sponsorship arrangement, where you have a shopper docket box, put your shopper dockets from the co-op or the IGA or Galt's Hardware or some such. Sorry? Yeah, the butchers, into a raffle, draw the raffle, someone gets a prize, but what we get is the shopper dockets.
Yeah, the statistics.
We get the statistics.
Yeah.
And I reckon if you could do that, that would help us formulate just how valuable the Kart Club is to our community.
Yeah.
Simple process, but, it yields statistics.
Just, when we had the national title here 3 years ago,
2018.
yeah.
We had a title 2022, but we had a double back-to-back Australian title and a state title weekend after
Yeah,
weekend.
Phil was involved with that. That's
Yes.
when I was president of the club.
I've been around a while too.
Yeah, and look, we had about 300 people that, virtually lived in town for the week, so, IGA sold out a lot of stuff. And,
Yep.
Yeah. On a given weekend, it would normally, we have our normal club day, just general club day, we've got over 100 participants on a regular, plus their families and things. People do come in town, like even though we have a canteen facility, it's not
basic.
you know, it's very, very basic, so people do come into town and we do use, and we encourage people to use the town facilities as much as possible. So, you know, and it is once a month. Once a month we are here.
But trying to convince Perth people to actually go downtown and have a look is a little bit.
Yeah, hence the
Yeah.
the raffle kind of arrangement.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a crack at that and see what sort of
Yeah.
statistics, but we have it on the agenda later this evening. If you're staying around for that, you're more than welcome. Might take us a little while to get there.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions, councillors? Yes?
How many active members is the Waging Club got at the moment?
We've done that.
I think we're at 80, 80 something, I think.
Yeah.
Very strong club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 80.
Not many
And I think-
locals.
No, I think we have about 5 or 6
No, they
locals.
got,
McDougal's and so on.
yeah, there'd be about 8 locals, I'd say, because you're the wards,
Oh, yeah.
wards, McDougal's, yourselves.
And then we've got a few from Narrogin,
Oh, there's the Narrogin boys, yeah.
We call them locals sometimes.
Yeah, well, they're more like, you know, they're like us.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
No worries, thank you.
Very good, and
And just, I mean, for the state
Yes.
title, just signage on the road event ahead so that we, sometimes we have a little bit of trouble with the cars there.
So when a title happens, what happens is that everybody's coming in with their carts and trailers and everything like that. We may need to have some signage on the road because we may have an overflow, even though we do have a very long driveway into the car club. If it's overflowing onto the main road, then we obviously need to make sure that everybody's protected.
It's probably
on that
just
main road.
precautionary because it is a 100 zone.
So,
yeah.
Or 110 zone, and then you got so many people.
Through the Shire President, that would be a main roads road,
Yeah,
and thus that would actually be a matter for
them.
main
Yeah,
roads
okay.
and the Leviathan that.
So we can't put cautionary signs on that highway.
Oh, we
do
can.
we have like events?
Because you know, like
like that?
sometimes you have event ahead
Or
or something like that.
That's right. If it's a local road, then we
That's
have.
actually a major main road, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah. So it similarly came up with the troop planning group up in Peaceville most recently, and in that case, I said to the group, look, sometimes forgiveness is a lot easier than permission when it comes with main roads. Put out some signs out there. That's fine. It's different, a little bit different if we're doing it because we obviously have a relationship with main roads and they remember things.
Can we borrow one of your signs? Or two of your signs?
We'll have to
We
make
go.
sure about it after the meeting, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, nothing further? Okay, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Feel free to hang about, stay on. All right, we're on item 6, councillors. Disclosure of interests. None recorded, Mr CEO. Okay, item 7, the minutes of the previous meeting, and in this instance, the minutes of the ordinary meeting of council heard Tuesday, 28th of April. The recommendation that they be confirmed. You're moving,
I
councillor
am.
Chilcott? Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Kilpatrick. Is there any business arising as such? Any points to be made? Any dissent on the motion? Clear that carried 6-0. Announcements by the President? No. By the Deputy? Last time I missed your opportunity.
No, only when I met the President. No.
Okay. Reports to Council, item 9, the monthly financial report. And on page 9, there's a recommendation that the financial report for the period ending 30th of April be received. Thank you. Councillor Kilpatrick has moved. Councillor Reid seconds. Manager of Finance, anything else you need to expand upon?
No.
All pretty straightforward, all well written. Any questions to the manager? Is there any dissent on the motion? If not, I shall put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried 6-0.
Page 50.
Thank you. Page 50 on poll. Okay, 9.1.2, statement of payments for the month of April. And a recommendation that council receive. Thank you. Councillor Kilpatrick has moved. Councillor Reid seconds. Once again, any questions of the accounts? You had some questions, some queries, not of these matters?
I forget whether there's a few there. No, not on this matter. No, all answered anyway. Yep.
All answered? No other questions from council? Is there any dissent on the motion? Not, I shall declare that carried 6-0. 9.1.3 on page 57, the CEO's report and recommendation of council notes the report. Councillor Chilcott moving. Councillor Reid seconds. Mr. CEO, anything you wish to add?
Just that today, obviously attended Walga's Emergency Management Forum in Perth, which had probably over 120 delegates from local governments right across the state. Some interesting speakers and some not so interesting presentations. I think that overall it reflected that emergency management is a gigantic undertaking in this state, and that the unique issues that the Shire faces and probably local governments similarly in the wheat belt face are a small part of the wider issues across the state, and that I came with a whole series of things that I thought we were going to talk about, and a whole series of other things instead were talked about, which in our ongoing advocacy for our community is probably a challenge, I guess. But as ever, it was a well orchestrated event, even if I did find myself pondering the meaning of life on the drive back this afternoon.
Right. So, no major changes to what we know?
No, certainly not. So there was a presentation from Queensland regarding their model for, particularly their model for how councils work with Dr. Farwell, the grants part there. And I think it's fair to say that Queensland, with its history of tropical cyclones, is taking a far more proactive approach to assisting local communities through recovery arrangements and making life a little bit easier for local governments. They specifically referenced that their management of the Commonwealth's emergency preparedness grants process is done on a non-competitive basis, which, having sought funds for the Shire through a competitive basis and being unsuccessful, I would certainly welcome a non-competitive basis. As the Queensland Guide pointed out, is a competitive basis tends to reward the local governments that have the money to pay the consultants to write the grant applications, not necessarily the local governments in need. So I'd like to think that the state government representatives that were in the room took away that same learning as I did from that presentation. But,
Ain't gonna happen.
no. One of the things I was contemplating on the drive home, yes.
Yeah. A non-competitive grant basis means that they have I won't call it an open checkbook, but everyone applies, they hit the guidelines, they get granted.
Yeah, so
That kind of leaves the state in limbo as to how much money is going to be applied each year, doesn't it?
well, I think that when they say non-competitive, there is still an assessment of priority and need, but the metrics that they use for that are not necessarily data provided by the individual councils. So it is based on other socio-economic factors and geographical factors, and also importantly asset data, which the Queensland Government is providing financial support to get all their local governments on a single asset management database or road condition. For example, one of the great things that we have a great difficulty with is, of course, if we do have a major incident and our roads get washed away, we have to prove what condition those roads were prior, which means paying a lot of money to have someone take a lot of photographs of the road. Queensland, they've simplified that by introducing everyone there on the state system, because in their view, it's in the interest of all Queenslanders to have the Commonwealth pay to build Queensland roads again, rather than have us competing with each other. So, we're in competition with the Pilbara to see who did a better job photographing their roads.
Okay, interesting. Was worthwhile then. All right, thank you. Any other within your report, Mr. CEO?
Thank you.
Questions, the CEO of that report?
Oh,
Yes?
so it's a simple one, that the, with the interns for the UWA, there's the caravan park, cost analysis. The improvements highlighted there, are they being listed, or is it pretty open as to what those improvements could be?
Yeah, so I think this is building large part on the work that the intern did last year. So it's looking at
Yeah.
at the cabin environment, but I'm really opening it up to a general idea of if there is improvements that can be made that identify what the potential yield for those are. But the principal one is that idea of lodgings, which is something that, of course, some of our neighbours have invested in.
Thank you.
All right, anything further? If not, the motion to note the report has been moved and seconded. Is there any dissent on that motion? Not, I shall declare that carried 6-0. Okay, on page 60, item 9.1.4, appointments following Schedule 4.1A election, and quite a list of appointments we need to work through. Mr. CEO, have you discussed with the various councillors who may fill these positions? Because I haven't.
Well, there was one conversation that we had regarding potentially to the regional roads group, which
Yes.
apparently was a fairly informal conversation, but I'd like to press on some of those informal conversations sometimes. But no, I haven't had any informal nominations for any of these positions prior to the meeting.
Right. So I will go through these one at a time. Clearly, Councillor Longmuir for the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee, of which all councillors are a member.
That's correct, yes, it's a full number,
So
yes.
that's pro forma anyway. For the Works and Services Advisory Group, where were we with that in the past, Councillor Kilpatrick? Were you not chairing that committee?
No, Councillor Ball was.
Councillor Ball was chairing.
So it's, the composition was Councillor Ball was the chair with Councillor Reid, Councillor O'Brien and Councillor West being the members.
Right. Okay. Councillor O'Brien not being here to defend herself or otherwise. We did discuss this, and really the Regional Roads Group member certainly needs to be a Works Committee member. Councillor Longmuir, are you
Yeah.
able and available?
Yes.
All right. So if we were to write your name into the Works and Services Advisory Group, as well as the Regional Road Group, I'm just looking at that committee. My preference is that committee decides who the chair is and brings that back to us for appointment. Mr. CEO, is that permissible?
It is. One of the reasons why we have the presiding member selected by council is that the presiding member chooses the time and date of meetings.
Uh-huh.
And being a thing where officers certainly don't want to be attempting to negotiate people's time and the like, that particularly with that Works and Services Committee, the previous suggestion was that it should be held in daylight hours and down the depot and everything like that. And so that was one of the reasons why that was
Yeah.
the case. But
Yeah.
see what council wants us to do.
All right. So, chair the committee. What are we thinking, councillors?
I'll nominate Councillor Longmuir.
Fresh faced and ready to go.
Gloves are off.
President, we wanted the, as a delegate for the Central Country Zone.
Sorry?
Don't they go hand in hand?
Well, I'm already a delegate for the Central Country Zone.
Yeah.
In this instance, that's item 4, so we'll perhaps leave that one and just stay on item 2 at this stage. Councillor
Oh, sorry, the regional
Kilpatrick.
road group, I meant, sorry. Apologies. Got the
Okay.
wrong
Yeah, no, the president is not an automatic on that.
one. Isn't it?
No.
It's assumed.
No, we actually had a minute back in the day of our Works Committee, which we no longer have, that the chair of the Works Committee is that regional road group representative. So by default, we're suggesting it's not a committee but an advisory group. But at this stage, Councillor Longmuir's name is already slotted into item 3. You're comfortable being nominated for chair of the Works Committee as well?
Yeah, there's,
Getting loaded up all
sure.
immediately?
Yes, I'll
The
do.
committee can change that
Mm.
by negotiation.
Well, they probably will after I run a couple of meetings.
Well, as I was going to suggest, I mean, for simplicity, if we put Councillor Longmuir in and then
Yes.
the
Okay.
council committee can organise.
All right, we can go with that. So the blanks in item 2 are Councillor Longmuir and Councillor Longmuir. And the blank in item 3 is Councillor Longmuir with proxy member,
I'll put mine up for that one.
Councillor Kilpatrick. I was hoping you would do that. Thank you, Councillor Kilpatrick. And then appoints councillor as a proxy member to the Walga Central Country Zone. Now, at the moment, that's myself and Councillor Kilpatrick.
That's correct, yes.
So we're looking for a third member as proxy. Councillor Westerno has been to one of those meetings. Are you interested in being a proxy in there, Councillor Reid?
3 down, that's pretty unlikely to ever have to go, wouldn't it?
It's not a regular thing that you must show, but no, not an onerous thing.
For the sake of not having Councillor Longmuir's name on every one, I guess I
Thank
could be
you.
the third one for that.
Okay, well,
It does make a difference. I believe it is the best catered of the meetings listed.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, okay, thank you. So Councillor Reid will slot in at item 4. And the Development Assessment Panel, remind me, I thought that was myself and yourself, Councillor Kilpatrick.
Oh, I thought I was proxy for that one, yeah.
Oh, it's in there, is it? Okay.
So we've got it must be, it's
Okay.
eligible with Councillor Kilpatrick as
Councillor Ball,
the
you're a proxy.
as the proxy, that's right.
Do you wish to change, step up in that one?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Councillor Kilpatrick, and then a proxy member, Councillor West, I think you used to be in that space, a Development Assessment Panel member.
Well, you want my opinions?
I don't necessarily know, but were we to be presenting or part of a development assessment panel, and either myself or Councillor Kilpatrick finding ourselves unavailable, we need a proxy.
I'd be a proxy,
Yes.
yeah, I'll be okay with a proxy.
Okay, we'll write that down, Councillor West as a proxy in item 5. And then item 6, we have Ms. Kath Painter as our independent presiding member of the Shire's Audit and Risk Committee.
That's good, good appointment.
So that's all of the items in that. I'll take a motion from somebody thank you. Councillor Chilcott has moved. Councillor Kilpatrick seconds. Of items 1 to 6. Is there any further discussion? Any dissent on the item? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Absolutely.
Page 62.
Page 62, thank you. Item 9.1.5 has been around for a while. Mr. CEO, do you wish to explain?
Local governments are required by law to have a local public health plan by the 4th of June 2026 or risk fines from the state government for not having one. With council's consent here, we will have a local public health plan in accordance with the requirements of the legislation.
Yep. All right, that's the brief, councillors, and a recommendation the council adopts. Councillor Kilpatrick has moved. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Chilcott. Is there any questions? Any dissent? Any interest? There being no dissent, I shall declare that carried absolutely.
74.
Thank you. Page 74. Recommendation 9.1.6. Request for sponsorship for the Great Southern Cart Club. We've just heard from the members. Quality organisation, well run for a lot of years. How do you wish to deal, councillors? Councillor Longmuir, are you moving as written? Thank you. Councillor West, seconding. Any questions? Any dissent on the motion? I shall put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Carried. Absolutely.
77.
Thank you. Item 9.1.7, request for sponsorship. Fee waiver, State Arena Sheepdog Championships. Once again, quite a impressive event coming to our community. Look forward to that when they do bring that to Wojan on occasions. They do rate our facility as good as any going around and do enjoy their time here, so particularly good that they come back.
Very good.
So there's a recommendation there, councillors. You moving, Councillor West? Councillor Kilpatrick, second. Nothing further, Mr. CEO? Any dissent on the motion? Declare that carried, 6-0. Okay, item 9.2, Deputy CEO's report. The recommendation the council receive. Thank you. Councillor Reid has moved. Councillor Longmuir seconds. Mr. Deputy, what have you been up to?
Well, reasonable amount, Mr. President. One of the things that we have just about ready to go now is our new bookings, online bookings form for the caravan park and the RV area. So we've created some site plans, all the rules and requirements are there, and some photos and some maps and things like that. So hopefully that, with the resignation of our caravan park manager, that it'll be reasonably self-managing, but we'll see. So that should go live next week.
Oh, okay. Righto. And there was some discussion about this last week. I remember also that there'd be some PR about this out on Facebook and the likes.
Absolutely. So as soon as it goes live, we will be sending stuff out
Yeah.
to the community.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a national forum for these things to be? Councillor West might know the answer to that. Is there a national forum or like a national chat group for caravanners to discover the facilities and how they operate in communities?
Look, we used to go and promote it at the Caravan and Camping Show for 5 or 6 years in a row there, and look, I think the general thing is the grapevine talks pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, you know, the grapevine is the biggest way of how things happen.
Right.
We do have an article, and we've had a series of articles running in the Caravan and Camping magazine, because they have a big annual function in Wojan in 2027. So there was a bit of a lead up with some coverage on Wojan, Woolarama, and the general, reasons why people should come and stay in Wojan.
Yeah. This is the implication of the Part 9 thing.
Yes.
Yeah, look, as I said at the budget meeting the other night, the biggest thing is of that process is in most areas you only pay a deposit, and that's where it's all falling down.
Yeah.
You only pay a $5 deposit. If you don't turn up, what's $5?
Yeah.
But if you pay your fee, the full fee, which in this case will be, then I can't see an issue.
Right.
And the only thing I can see coming up is the Woolarama time, but that's the only issue I can see is Woolarama time.
Mr.
And there'll be signage at the caravan park accordingly
Yeah,
as well.
we'll be doing some temporary signage as soon as it goes live, but we'll have some, better signage when things are completely up and running.
Right.
But also, we do have complete control over the back end of the booking system, so we can completely book out periods, for Woolarama and things like that.
Correct me if I'm, you said you can override that and book it out yourself.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Yeah.
Great idea in that sense there, but getting back to is if you book when you book, you'll be paying for X amount of days, and that's it. And you renew again. Is that how it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I like that idea.
All right, thank you.
Councillor, Mr. President, just a side note, falling back, the West Arthur Shire has got the same system going over there at the caravan park, so if you want to trade notes with West Arthur.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. All right, we'll have a look at that. Anything further of your report, Mr Deputy?
No, thank you, Mr. President.
All right, any questions? Yes, Councillor Kilpatrick.
Just the road, in the meetings you had the road survey contractor, is that the person that goes around and surveys all the road, or is it?
This is a contractor that will be taking a purpose-built video camera footage of all of our road network with a view to having the evidence on hand if there are future natural disasters. So under that, what was the Wanderer system, you need to have pretty good evidence of what the prior condition of the roads was like in order to be able to make a reasonably successful claim for if you have significant damage. So that's the way of safeguarding that.
So certainly that's why it was in front of mind when they were talking about the fact in Queensland that the Queensland government's meeting the cost of that and effectively centralising that, whereas here it's up to a private market and we've got to select someone based on a tender process, albeit that we think these guys are going to do a good job. It is a cost to us.
We have chosen a very cost-effective option. We've been looking for someone for a long time. This has carried forward at least 1 year. So we've gone about a third of what we thought it would cost.
Okay. There are a lot of entities that provide this service and a lot of them that are providing a very gold class standard of service that perhaps we don't necessarily need for what is effectively an insurance policy in a sense. That hopefully we'll never need to know what our conditions were.
What time are you expecting that to be carried out?
About September, in liaison with Alan.
Yeah, after we get our winter grade and make the roads look good. Get them up to good standard. Yeah, and then they'll take
Yeah, of course you want to make them look good. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Well, they're always good, Alan, so it's all right.
That's right, it should be easy.
It'll help with wind turbine trucks.
Should be easy. Any further questions? Just one note from me that our bushfire mitigation officer is having some issues with Telstra, I note, with regards to Mount Latham. Is there any update on that? Because it's an ongoing.
So I met with our mitigation coordinator. I think that it's fair to say that he's working through it, perhaps having more time capacity to beat his head against that wall. The wall is bending, if not breaking, at least. We've got through a couple of different layers in through Telstra at this stage. There has been a suggestion made again that we do it, but I'm not in favour of that given the number of signs that say if you touch this you catch on fire that are up on that infrastructure. So no, we won't be doing that.
No. far too high a risk in my opinion.
Yep.
The only way we would do that would be guarantee the whole place is shut down.
Yeah.
And,
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, you see.
all right, if there's no further questions of the deputy, I believe I have a motion, moved councillor Reid, seconded councillor Longmuir. Is there any dissent? I will declare that carried. We will move along. Oh, have I gone too far?
91.
91, have gone too far. Oh, man. Yes, okay, 9.2.2, councillor West, are you moving on the recommendation? You're in a hurry. Councillor Chilcott, seconds. Anything you need to add, Mr CEO?
Not from me.
No, thank you.
Deputy, it's a valuable service. We certainly do need to keep our dentist in the building. There being no questions, any dissent on the motion? Declare that carried, 6-0.
98.
Page 98, we have a 9.4.1, the Works and Services Report. And there's a recommendation that council notes the Manager of Works report. Councillor Reid has moved, and I've seconded. Councillor Kilpatrick, Manager of Works. Anything you need to or wish to add to your report?
Just the solar pumps, we've got them installed and they're all working very well. They're working better than I thought they would actually. So over an 8-hour period, we're pumping about 76,000 litres of water.
Sorry, how much was that?
76,000 and something, I can't remember the exact figures.
For each?
Only for one, because the other one had got water in it. It's had water, we pumped it
Yeah.
out. And that's over about 800 metre distance. So it's shifting it quite well. It used to take us a month to empty that bulkhead at CBH, the weir there. And we've only had it going about 2 weeks now, and it's just about empty. So it's pushing the water really well.
That's very good.
Yeah, the footpaths, as it says there, we finished them. Got a new fence at the hockey pavilion. The upcoming works, the medical centre car park range, that's actually completed. We've done that already. So we finished that the other day.
Right,
And that little rain with that 2 mil,
yeah,
that worked really well. It'll come out the other end, how it's supposed to.
good. Run water uphill.
The signs have been installed at the main street for historical village and the doctors and dentists car parking. The town hall, I've installed the pipe across the road, that's all been put in. I'm just waiting for the pump, which should be here tomorrow in Bunbury. And I'm going to pick that up and the 2 salt water pumps at the same time so we can put them back in. The ones that got damaged in that power outage.
Yeah.
So they'll all be up running again for the diesel when it comes.
And on that, Water Corp has advised us that I think their timetable is September, to potentially provide us with those desal units for the town
Okay.
desalination project. So, yeah, they're progressing along at their speed.
What's the water level in those bores? Any?
Yeah, they were up the other day, they've come up to about, I think one was 8 metres from the surface, because we haven't had the pumps going for about 6-8 weeks, waiting for these, because everything's got to come from over east.
Yeah.
So we had to get them from Melbourne, those 2 pumps.
Yeah,
So hopefully we'll get them in next week and get them pumping again.
okay. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, anything further?
Only that we're waiting for some rain to do some maintenance grading, which it'll come by the sound of it this week or next week.
6 mils, I'm told, yeah.
Yeah. Probably hope for more than that.
Yeah.
I'd also observe that amongst all the other things that the Works crew have been doing, obviously one of their responsibilities is to make preparations at the cemetery, which often come at short notice. And unfortunately, our community has had a number of people depart in recent weeks, and certainly commend the Works team for dropping tools on occasion to go and sort that out at short notice as well.
All right, thank you. Questions, councillors?
The fence at the, that bit of fencing at the hockey and cricket pavilion, yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that old English fence, or what, yeah, that was the CEO's idea.
Yep.
Yeah, come up really well, didn't it?
It does, looks-
Bit of grass at the front, that'd be nice.
Are you looking for more jobs or more work? Vincent?
I was just thinking of that match there with Eric Farrell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, it makes sense,
the kids could play out there, but anyway, that's down the track.
Yep. We've got plenty of water now, you can water it.
Hopefully it'll be plenty of water.
All it's got to do is rain. All right, any further questions? There being none, I do have a motion. Is there any dissent? Council notes? There being no dissent, I shall declare that carried, absolutely. All right, we'll move on.
Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you for
Appreciate the
staying on.
Thank you.
We'll move on, item 10, motion to which notice, previous notice has been given. I take it there are none.
There is none.
Questions by members, which due notice has been given, once again, none. Urgent business?
Yes, Mr. President. There's no real general business, but maybe this is an urgent thing,
We'll hear it in brief and make a determination as to whether we will hear the substance of your...
Okay, so what it boils down to is, tomorrow morning, the first load of windmills come through, and I'm wondering whether it should be put up on the sign of the, there's going to be 256 movements through here of the windmills. They're up to 100 metres long. And I'm just wondering, should we be putting a notification up on the sign of these movements?
CEO?
I've got no dramas with that. I think for context, the Shire was formally advised of those movements at the same time as a whole range of Synergy customers, I believe. We didn't get any insight into the early about that. I expressed my disappointment at that to the community engagement person at Synergy. I indicated that I thought there was a whole range of other ways that they could communicate to our community about such an important thing. They insisted that they weren't going to be able to make their announcements until Main Roads gave them their go-ahead, and they were giving Main Roads had given their go-ahead 24 hours before that, and so they were loading up. I don't think that's accurate. At this stage, officers have made a Facebook post about that, about those movements. I think the rather muted response that officers have made so far about the movements is that out of concern that this project is not a Shire project. And I frankly was concerned that if I posted on the Shire's Facebook page that these movements were happening, that we were going to be hit by a lot of understandably disgruntled people who were effectively the messenger, while the major utilities company was hiding in the background and didn't want to particularly do their work for them. That said, if council, the viewpoint is that understanding that risk, that if we're the messenger of these things, sometimes people can confuse us with the doer of things, then we're happy to take a more proactive approach. But I certainly encourage Synergy to get out there, and I remind them all the different ways that we engage with our community, including getting in the front street and actually talking to people, putting it in the wall press. They said they'd put it in the wall press, but of course with the cycle of the wall press, there's going to be movements for a week before the next issue of the wall press comes out. So, yeah, wasn't a happy camper with them on that one.
You're not?
No, not in any way, shape or form.
They haven't covered themselves in glory.
Not in my humble opinion, no.
Yeah.
Can I suggest that if we do communicate anyway, that part of the communication is that we redirect them to the appropriate department if there's an issue?
Their mobile number was listed.
Yep.
Because I'll be one of them next week.
Yeah, okay. So I think if it's happening as soon as tomorrow,
Yeah, the first one leaves at daybreak.
if you put it on the sign tomorrow, it'll be too late.
Oh, well, it's going for 2 months.
Yeah, I realise that. My point is that you know, the horse is bolted, essentially.
I only found out today anyway.
Okay.
The first one's tomorrow.
So there's not a lot of value in us trying to put it on our sign tomorrow, I guess, where I'm going.
No, but not everyone comes downtown tomorrow either.
No, you're quite right. I think you're making a good point though. I think it could be worth my while to ring up the local radio station first thing in the morning and just let them know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely, I do.
Yep.
Well, the blades aren't over width. The blades are just 100 metres long. So, you know, that's the guts of it. But when all the other components come through, that's when they take up all the road. But I think the widest one's still only 4.5, and I take 4.5 through here all the time.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on, Councillor
Yeah,
West,
sure.
but
I just thought I'd point it
thank you
out.
for raising it. There being no other urgent business?
No, sorry, I just, sorry, Mr. President, I just mentioned, it appears our guests had just left there because I did actually note that the Shire of West Arthur has been making posts about this.
Right.
And perhaps indicating different approaches to things. They made the posts, but they disabled comments on the post, which is not my preferred strategy, but obviously that's what they've undertaken. And of course, not surprisingly, the little frowny face appears as the most frequently response to that post, which,
Right.
you know,
So as an emoji,
as an emoji, yeah. So
it's getting overworked.
it is, yeah. And they were very much, also the West Arthur similarly was very much saying, this isn't us, we're not moving these. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It will be a major disruption going down the main street, won't it? There's no doubt, just for the scale of these things. But,
And any eastbound traffic.
yeah, well, any traffic really, yeah, at intersections and the like, so, yeah. Anyway, not anything we can do other than raise it. Thank you, Councillor West. All right, we'll move on to item 13. We do have a couple of confidential items,
we do,
Mr.
yes.
CEO, so I'll take a motion to close. Thank you, Councillor Kilpatrick has moved. We close the meeting to the public. Councillor Longmuir, a second. There being no dissent, I shall declare that carried. Back to the end of the main meeting. Just before I close, I would at least like to note the input of Councillor Ball over successive years and 2 terms on council. I think, without a doubt, an extraordinarily good councillor for many years, and we're somewhat the poorer for him not being here with us, but we also do have renewal with Councillor Longmuir having come along. So I think perhaps a formal letter to Councillor Ball at the very least, CEO, by way, if you like, of, well, let's call it urgent business, I suppose, but I'd like from the chair move a motion that we formally write to Councillor Ball and thank him for his input to the council and community. Do we have someone prepared to second that? Councillor Kilpatrick? Is there any dissent on that? It's clear that carries. And that being the case, there being no further general business, I shall close the meeting.